Good morning, Cardano Army. It's your boy Boomin coming at you with yet another video, guys. Go ahead and do all the things that the algorithm likes. Let's get right into the show. So, looking at the Cardano price here, whales are hating like usual. Every time it gets to a dollar, they bring it back down, but that's a-okay, guys. We're going to continue to stack, stick, and chill. Let's go ahead and move on. So, yes. All right, you guys told me. All right, I was wrong yesterday. Apparently, Charles has not been invited to the crypto roundtable tomorrow. That's okay. Nothing much really changes here. Cardano should still be added to the strategic reserve. In my defense, this video came out after I created the the video yesterday morning, but nothing really changes, guys. We're still bullish, and hopefully, all of our hard work can come to fruition. So here's Charles here. He's going to talk a little bit about what happened yesterday.
Hi, this is Charles Hoskinson broadcasting live from warm, sunny Colorado. Always warm, always sunny, sometimes Colorado. Today is March 5th, 2025, and there's been a lot of speculation on many things. The crypto industry is special in that it takes a rumor or news, whatever they want, they blow it up to enormous proportions, and they go in as many directions as they can. The latest event is this interesting little get-together at the White House March 7th. So here are the facts. Many of my people know people on that side. That's a true statement. I have emails and text messages to prove that. And there's been some engagement on whether people are invited or not. Nobody knew anything about the list. We were told that there'd be a list that comes out on Monday. We did not get an invitation on Monday. We did not get an invitation on Tuesday. We did not get an invitation today on Wednesday. So I'm going to operate under the assumption I have not been invited to go to this gathering. It's a 4-hour gathering at the White House. I guess the president's speaking. It's going to be a roundtable. I don't imagine much policy work will be done. For the last few months, I've been reminding everybody one fact of the American government that may be lost on our international viewers. The president signs the laws, the legislative branch writes the laws. The vast majority of the sustainable permanent action that will be done at the legislative branch level. Stablecoin bill has to be passed, the market structure bill has to be passed, and dozens of other things are going to have to be written into law or authorizations given to the bureaucracy of the United States to standardize things. For example, when people go, well, Elon Musk is going to go use Doge and blockchain the US government, blockchain everything. Okay, well, how would the DoD write an RFP? What standards are they going to use? Is there a FIPS for it? Is it like FIPS 190 or FIPS 203? No. NIST is going to have to get involved, and dozens of other agencies are going to have to get involved to create a baseline of definitions of what is a blockchain, what is a digital asset, what is a consensus algorithm, what's good, what's bad, what's decentralized, what isn't decentralized, before you can even write an RFP for people to bid on that. You can't award no-bid contracts to people. I'll refer you to the JEDI program back in the day. So you need an active Congress. You need a lot of work in the administrative agencies, and the gears of the federal government are slow and methodical. A lot of people are trying to jump the fence. They're trying to create optics because that's what our industry does. It's a very optics-driven thing. I consistently have dinner with congressmen and senators, both former and current.
So there you go, guys. In short, he was not invited, but that's okay. Like I said earlier, still bullish. Minor little bump in the road, but we're going to get to where we need to get to. We have Charles here again saying, however, now this is important. Founder Charles Hoskinson says that there are many domain experts that need to be in a room. Let's take a listen.
People who really need to be in the room who are domain experts, who have enormous knowledge about the industry, who aren't yet in the room. like Lehman Baird from Hashgraph, for example, who thoroughly impressed me when I spent some time with them, or Silvio Macaulay from Algorand, for example, Ray Vechain from Aptos, or Benjamin from Multiverse X. There's hundreds of these people that we know, we've engaged with, and we say they understand the technology, they understand the markets, they understand the underlying science behind the technology, they understand how people make money lawfully and not so lawfully, because they've run into all these different people throughout the years, and they understand every dimension and aspect of the industry. There's a lot of...
So I wholeheartedly agree with that. We need these domain experts and people who, truly do know the ecosystem front and back. And these are very, very smart people who have built very, very robust and long-lasting blockchains like HBAR and Algo. So the more industry experts we can get into the building, the better. This is a very complicated and new ecosystem that we're dealing with, and we don't want to do it wrong, because I have a feeling that once we get this up and running, guys, it'll be great for a few years, but the next administration is going to come in and try to undo everything we've done. I truly do believe that. So we got to get it right the first time, and we need these smart people in the room to legislate this stuff. All right, so just a bunch of videos today, guys. I'm so sorry. But this is important stuff. So we got Brock Pierce here on Fox Business. Let's take a look at what he has to say. Very, very important.
Glad to see all this government savings. And for us in the crypto industry, this is the moment we've all been waiting for.
But do you want the reserve to be strictly Bitcoin?
I think we're past that point. So it's not up to me. Our president has made a decision with excellent advisors. They've talked about Ethereum being in. They said Ethereum. They said XRP. They said Solana. They said ADA Cardano. So it is what it is. And the big winner out of that is obviously Cardano, up 30-40% over the last week since this announcement, and Ethereum being the big loser, which with this announcement, shockingly down 10%.
The Senate voted to repeal a Biden-era rule that requires some cryptocurrency platforms to report their customers' transactions to the IRS. That's been repealed. They don't have to report to the IRS. I take it you would vigorously approve of that.
Well, I think the last administration was getting very onerous in terms of IRS expansion, reporting and otherwise, and I'm happy to see the country on track with life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I don't think any of us want to see an IRS that is heavily expanded with even more reporting requirements than we already have.
Okay, let's move on to the first ever crypto summit. It's on Friday. It's in the White House. What do you want to hear?
Well, I think it's the moment when we look back in history where we have a bit of a preview, but that's the moment where I think we're going to look at that date. March 7th, 2025 is the day where we went from being in the shadows to acknowledged and recognized by the greatest government in the world. And with that, the rest of the world will follow. So we're going to hear about the strategic reserve. We'll probably have greater sense. And I imagine there's going to be some additional announcements that are going to be just as exciting. I'm eager to get to DC. I'll be on my way back tomorrow, and
you're going to the crypto summit.
Yes, and also I'll be hosting the after event.
Okay, well, no, that's the big deal. But what are you specifically going to do at that summit? What are you lobbying for?
Well, I think here it's mostly going to be listening, but the rest of us, catching up. And one of the other big things that we're hoping for, ultimately legislative action, but that's going to come from Congress. But the big issue we've had as Americans, what makes America the greatest country in the world? The ingenuity of the American people. We are the inventors. We are the creators. We are the ones that have been given permission to create, because you can fail and get back up and do it again. The rest of the world doesn't allow you to do that. They'll jail you. They'll bankrupt you. We're an entrepreneurial nation of creation. And the idea that an innovation so important as this, the capital's not going to be in America, that would bother me. Imagine if the internet was not and this is exciting that we get to continue to lead the world as the greatest innovative nation.
You're a true believer, and it was a pleasure to have you on the show.
Perfectly said. I like how he didn't come on here and trash Cardano or anything like that, and that's definitely good. It's the next step in crypto evolution, guys. Like I say earlier, the time for tribalism is over. Crypto's been legitimized, and now it's time to grow together. We're a legitimate marketplace now, and this is unprecedented. Sorry for all the videos today, guys. But that's the news. I love y'all. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow with the Vechain and Cardano updates. Have an amazing day. Goodbye.